So we have seen that if this ratio b upon d, that means base upon distance, is very small, much less than 1, then theta will be also very small. In that case, what can we do? We can take this curved surface as a straight line. Okay, so that is our approximation. Let us use this approximation. So now the radius AS is equal to BS. So we know this is distance is equal to radius. So both are radius, so must be equal. So AS and BS, this distance must be equal to this distance, and this AB is equal to B. This is equal to B, that is the approximation. Instead of this curved surface, something like this, we have taken this equal to straight line. Now this must be equal to d theta. How did we get this? Because the angle theta is equal to this arc B upon distance. So what we get? B is equal to d theta. With this we get B is equal to d theta. Here theta is in radians. So now with the help of this, since we know the distance between A and B, these observatories are on Earth, so we know what is the distance between these observatories. So B is known to us, and we can measure angle as well. So in this way we can find the distance of the star from Earth, because A B distance between A and B is known, also theta is known, so we can find the distance. So this is by using parallax method. Now we have determined distance d of the star. We can employ a similar method to determine the size or angular diameter of the planet. So that means, so now we have taken two things. Suppose this is a star. Okay. Now this is Earth's observatory. So we are seeing from 2 points, A and B. So first we have determined the what is distance of this planet. First we determine distance. After that what we can do? We can measure size of the planet. What is size? Size is its diameter. So how do we do this? We can check diameter at this point and diameter at this point. So at two different points we can measure the diameters, and this is called angular diameter. If d is the small d is the diameter of the planet and A is the angular size of the planet, the angle subtended at by d at Earth, we have alpha is equal to d by d. Here there is only one minor difference. Let us redraw the figure. Previously this was our star that we want to measure distance for, and this was Earth, and we have taken two different points, and from this point we have seen this star, from this point we have seen this star, and this angle was theta. Now the situation is little bit different. Let us see what is the different situation now. Let us say this is moon. We want to know what is the diameter of moon. So this is diameter of moon. So what we will do, so this is Earth, but this time we will use same point on Earth. So first we will see this point of the moon, and second we will see this point on the moon from Earth, but we are seeing this time from the same point. Previously we were using two different points on Earth to see the star, but right now since we are measuring the diameter, so we are seeing two points on the moon from same point on Earth. So now this angle is alpha. Again this distance is very large, and we have already know what is distance. We have determined distance from first method. So this distance is known. Now we have to measure this. Let us say this diameter is small d. This capital D is distance, small d is the diameter. Now previously angle was theta, this time angle is alpha. Using same thing, that this d upon capital D is very small. D upon D is very small. So again this diameter is equal to this curved side. So let us write this. This curved side is also small d, that means diameter. So from property of angle, alpha is equal to this small d upon capital D. So this is angle. So now we can measure angle on earth. This angle can be measured on earth. D we know. With the help of this, we can measure the diameter of the planet or moon or any other body in the sky. So the angle alpha can be measured from same location on earth. So what is difference? So this angle alpha is measured from same location, but when we measure distance, so we use two difference point. To measure the distance of a star or any body like moon, we use two different points, but to measure diameter, we use same location on the earth. It is the angle between two directions when two diametrically opposite points of the planet are viewed through the telescope. So we are seeing two diametrically opposite points. Since D is known, so D is known, the diameter D of the planet can be determined, so that we can determine. So in this way, first we determine the distance, then we determine the diameter of any planet. So in this way we learn how to measure very small distance, how to measure very large distances. Now let us take this example. Calculate the angle. First we have to calculate the angle 1 degree. Then next, in case of 1 minute of arc or arc minute, and next 1 second. 1 second of arc or arc second in radians. So we have to calculate these angles in radians. Use, so what we have given, 360 degree is equal to 2 pi, that we know. This is 360 degree equal to 2 pi radian, and 1 degree is equal to 60 minute, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So that we know 1 degree equal to 60 minute, 1 minute is equal to 60 second, and 360 degree is equal to 2 pi radian. So we have to calculate all these. This is very important that in physics, especially in class 11th and 12th, we must solve each and every numerical problem, because this will enhance our understanding of physics. So it will increase understanding. So first what we have, 360 degree is equal to 2 pi radian. Now if we divide this by 360 whole equation, so 1 degree is equal to 2 pi upon 360, that means 2 and 360, that means pi upon 180 radian. Now let us put the value of pi and 180. So pi is equal to 3.14. Now when we solve this, so what we get, 1.745 into 10 to power minus 2 radian. So when we solve, so what we get this 1 upon 57.3. So this many degree, 1 degree is equal to this many radian. Okay. So when we solve this, what we get, 1.745 into 10 to power minus 2 radian. So now we have determined what is the value of 1 degree. Now let us determine the value of 1 minute. So we know 1 degree is equal to 60 minute is equal to this 1 degree we have determined. If we divide this by 60, we get 1 minute. So if we divide this number by 60, so let us divide this by 60. So if we divide, we get 2.908 10 to power minus 4 radian, or we can simply round off this 8 to 1. So 2.91 into 10 to power minus 4 radian. So these calculations you have to solve in your notebook. So this must be done. Now we know 1 minute. So 1 minute is equal to 60 second, and 60 second is equal to 2.908 into 10 to power minus 4 radian. So this we know. If we further divide it by 60, so what we get? We get 1 second. So let us divide by 60, this number by 60. So what we get, 4.847 into 10 to power minus, this power is wrong, this must be 6. 10 to power minus 6 radian, or we can simply write 4.85 into 10 to power minus 6 radian. So this is value of 1 second. So very small angles like this is very small angle. So very small angles are generally measured in seconds or minutes. Degree is also a very large unit, but very small angles are generally measured in seconds or minutes.